We pick up where we left off. In the background is Scarlatti, Domenico Scarlatti, piano sonata number 6. So 1 through 5 on the last one, but we will have Scarlatti in the background. So I believe originally composed, if late Baroque, on the harpsichord. Hopefully we know that the harpsichord is a keyboard instrument, but of course, like anything, they sound much better on the piano. Okay, so list 1 we put into list 1. List 2 we put into list 2. We subtract straight across to have list 3 is list 1 minus list 2. And then we just do a t-test. And then what are they going to say here? So to test the claim that for the population of heights for presidents, blah, 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 and their main opponents, the difference have a mean greater than 0. Okay. So greater than. Good. So the readout just gives us everything. So the P is 0.06, 0.07, which is greater than alpha, so we don't reject the null. P is greater than alpha, so fail to reject. And then, I mean, if we read this close, we get it right, but we get 2 guesses, so why would I ever read that? If we ever want to kind of actually learn some of this stuff, we just kind of read carefully through the problem. Okay, confidence intervals, so this will work. So it is a greater than, which is right-tailed, so the alpha, 0.05, we have to multiply it by 2, which is 0.1. So the confidence is going to be 0.9. We're pretty confident that the confidence is 0.9. So the interval with L3, I get negative roundware, negative 1.2, 18.5. Yeah, so the interval contains 0. Therefore, there's no evidence of a difference or less than or greater than. We fail to reject the null if it contains 0. Yeah, once they get into the sigma here, the hypotheses tests get fairly painful over here. So
online with Shopify social media and marketplace integrations. You can sell your
that's the claim that both groups have the same amount of variation among the errors. That would be the alternative is not equal to if they don't say less than or greater than. Identify the test statistic. Okay, so I think we do this pretty good. I might have to look this guy up here. Yeah, looking up this test statistic. Researchers conducted an experiment to test the effect of alcohol. Errors were reported in a test of visual and motor skills. Yeah, that. So we have a test in a placebo group. The errors for the treatment group have a standard deviation of this. The errors for the placebo have a standard deviation of that. Assume that the two populations are normally distributed, blah, 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 blah. So this is, it doesn't matter variance or standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of the variance. They have the same equation for the test stat. But this is a difference between two variances. So basically the calculator won't do it for us. We have to cite the test statistic equation, which I can do in 3 seconds here. The statistic Yeah, this one is the F stat, which is fine. This one uses the F distribution. But the F, which is the test statistic value, yeah, if they do these, we might suffer a little bit because they don't always assign it. But it's going to be S1 squared. That's variance 1 squared over S2 squared. They give us the variance or the standard deviation. Yeah, 2.4 and 0.73. I'm going to try 2.40 squared over 0.73 squared. Yeah, 10.81. Okay, good. So it's just that simple formula there. So the p-value for these are painful. The p-value we have to take to a chart. That's what's a little upsetting about this. What is this? Yeah, 10 point. We can try FCDF. We can actually try that. But the lower is 0. Yeah, the upper is what? I'm trying to experiment on my thing. Degrees of freedom numerator. Both of them are 25, so degrees of freedom are 24 each. I'm attempting the FCDF right here. Are we to believe 0? Okay, so the calculation was not a good test if it's 0. That's obviously going to be reject the null. Yeah, reject the null. Oh, I put fail to reject the null. Why would I put that? That one is a do-over, so. Okay, so the accompanying table list measures amounts of chest compression from car crashes, also shown. Okay, so they did Anova analysis of variance on an SBSS. What is the test stat? We should just be able to read it off of that thing. It's 3.815. Anova is always going to be the F distribution. Okay, so when they have these lists, it should be Anova here. Yeah, we're testing that all the means are equal and we have one or more means unequal. At least one of the means is not equal than the other ones. Basically what we have there. Oh, I can't really I know how to find the test statistic. I didn't expect there to be this much of a monstrosity here. The test statistic is what? How do we do that? Yeah, the ANOVA test statistic. Usually a ANOVA test statistic we do on a computer system. 5 rows. It's not that, it's going to be that. So possibly stat crunch to the rescue. ANOVA, it's actually going to be a one-way ANOVA here. We can have as many columns of data as we want here. So we have to collect all that in there. So they give us the F is 21. Yeah, so it's all pretty self-explanatory when it comes to what the heck did I do there? Yeah, when it comes to it's not stat disk, stat crunch. It's usually pretty self-explanatory there. Okay, so stat crunch to the rescue there. We need 2 decimal places there. So we just kind of go through the little tabs on stat crunch and it tells you how to do most of the stuff. I'm seeing the F stat there. The test statistic is the F. I see 21.43. That's what I see. Are we confident about that? They say no. Variance between samples, yeah. Variance within samples. So I know the long calculation for it. Round to 2 decimal places is needed, 21.43. Was there a mistake or no? It is a Nova. It's not a two-way Nova, it's a one-way Nova. The accompanying tab shows the wait times. 6 located different Walt Disney. The wait times were reported by Disney and wait times
Life is funny.
at
One simple time. Try creating for your days. Start creating with Adobe Stock. Want to discover the French culture? Take off to Paris with French Bean.
the 4 rides have the same mean wait time. So let's see if we can kind of do this. They kind of make it confusing in there. Use 10 a.m. wait times for those. We have to use 10 a.m. wait times for Space Mountain Rock and Roller. Yeah, Tower of Terror and the flight passengers. Yeah, 10 a.m. wait time. I don't know if Stack Crunch is going to do it for us there. Oops. Mhm. Okay, so one-way Anova. They have that one. Okay, so we can just skip through. That looks good. They say to skip small thingy, go to that one, go to that one, and go to that one. I think it should just be those four. Oh, that didn't work, did it? How do we select those? Can we select just those? It doesn't look like we can. Hmm, they're not going to let us select that. Mm.